Welcome to my channel. Listen to my stories every day. Comment, like and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy listening.
As I turned the key in the lock, the familiar sound of the tumbling mechanism seemed louder than usual, resonant with the unease settling in my chest. I stepped into the silence of our home, the air heavy with the scent of lilies, a smell that didn't belong. My eyes instantly caught sight of them, a lavish bouquet of red roses and white lilies splayed across our kitchen table. The sight was striking, yet so out of place in the modest decor of our suburban home. My heart sank, something was amiss. "Darling, you're home early." Jenna's voice, usually a comforting melody, now sparked a twinge of suspicion. She emerged from the hallway, her cheeks flushed with more color than the roses before me. "I finished up some work and thought I'd start the weekend early," I managed, my gaze fixed on the flowers. "These are beautiful. Who are they from?" She hesitated, a brief shadow crossing her face. "Oh, those? Just a little something from Emily. You know, from work. She got a promotion and was feeling generous." "Emily? Since when does she send flowers?" I probed, trying to keep my tone light, but the weight of my doubt was palpable. Jenna laughed, a high, unnatural sound. "Since today, apparently. Let's not make a big deal out of it, okay? I was just about to put them in some water." I nodded, though her explanation did little to soothe the turmoil inside me. As Jenna busied herself with the flowers, I noticed her hands trembling slightly as she trimmed the stems. It was unlike her, all of it, the secrecy, the nerves, the sudden gift. Later that evening, after Jenna had gone to bed, I found myself alone in the darkened kitchen, the bouquet casting long shadows under the moonlight streaming through the window. My mind raced with unanswered questions and burgeoning dread. Could Jenna really be seeing someone else? Was there truth hidden among these petals? Driven by a mix of fear and anger, I approached the bouquet. My hands explored the base of the arrangement, searching for anything, any clue that might shed light on the situation. And then, my fingers brushed against something unexpected, a small, folded piece of paper, tucked deep among the lilies. I pulled it out, my pulse racing as I unfolded the note. The ink, bold and assertive, formed words that confirmed my worst fears, "To my beloved for a wonderful night. Yours, A." The room spun around me as I gripped the countertop for support. A wave of emotions crashed over me, betrayal, fury, heartache. Jenna, the woman I loved, had shared a wonderful night with someone else. Someone known only as A. I crumpled the note in my fist, my mind racing with plans of confrontation and revenge. This betrayal would not go unanswered. As the early morning hours ticked by, a resolve hardened within me. I would find this A, I would uncover the truth. And so, under the cover of night, with the deceptive calm of the sleeping house around me, I began to plot my course. This was just the beginning. The morning light filtered through the blinds, casting lines across the kitchen floor where the now infamous bouquet still stood. I eyed it with a mix of disdain and determination as Jenna, oblivious to my inner turmoil, cheerily announced her plan to grab some groceries. "Need anything special, hon?" she asked, her smile tight, perhaps sensing my subdued mood. "Just the usual," I muttered, forcing a smile. As soon as the door clicked shut behind her, my act dropped. It was time to dig deeper. First, I pulled out my phone and snapped a picture of the note for evidence. Then, I started with the most logical step, figuring out who could be. I scoured Jenna's social media for any friends or colleagues with names starting with A. Nothing stood out, which meant I needed more direct methods. I went to our home office and booted up her laptop. Luckily, Jenna's password was the name of our first dog, easy enough for me to guess. I began with her emails, filtering for names that matched my criteria. Several emails from an Alex caught my eye, discussions about project deadlines, mixed with a few too many casual lunch invites. But nothing conclusive. Next, I checked her messages. That's when I stumbled upon something, a chat with someone saved only as A. My heart pounded as I opened the thread. Their conversations were a blend of cryptic messages and overt flirtations. My jaw clenched as one message from last week stood out: "Can't stop thinking about our night. Let's meet again soon." That was it. This Alex, or whoever hid behind A, was the one. I took screenshots, emailed them to myself, and then deleted the sent email to cover my tracks. Before I could plan my next move, the front door opened. I shut the laptop with a snap and rushed back to the kitchen, barely settling the screen in time as Jenna walked in, her arms laden with grocery bags. "Back so soon?" she asked, her eyes narrowing slightly at my flushed face. "Yeah, just needed a break from some work stuff," I said, my voice steadier than I felt. After helping her unpack, I excused myself, citing a sudden need to check on something at work. My real plan, however, was to visit this Alex. According to the emails, he worked at a nearby graphic design firm. It was time for a face-to-face. Driving to the address I'd found online, my mind raced. What would I say? What was I even hoping to achieve? But the burning need for answers pushed me forward. The firm was housed in a sleek, modern building downtown. I entered the lobby, my stomach in knots. At the reception, I put on my calmest face. "Hi, I'm looking for Alex," I said, keeping my voice even. The receptionist, a young woman with bright green eyes, smiled. "And you are?" "An old friend from college. Just in town and thought I'd surprise him," I lied smoothly. She nodded, picking up the phone. "Let me see if he's available." As she dialed, I scanned the open office space behind her through the glass walls, my eyes searching for anyone who looked like they could be A. "Alex will be right out," she said after a moment. Heart racing, I prepared myself. This Alex was about to have the surprise of his life, not as pleasant as he might hope. As footsteps approached, I turned, ready to face Jenna's secret lover. The man who rounded the corner was not what I had expected. Young, with an air of casual confidence, Alex looked more like a hipster artist than a clandestine lover. His eyes widened in surprise at my intense gaze. "Can I help you?" Alex extended his hand, which I ignored, my hands clenched at my sides. "Are you Alex?" My voice was terse, controlled despite the anger simmering beneath the surface. "Yes, that's me. Have we met before?" Confusion flickered across his face. "No, we haven't. But I believe you know my wife, Jenna." I watched his reaction closely, looking for any sign of recognition or guilt. Alex's eyebrows knitted together in puzzlement. "Jenna? I don't think I know any Jenna. Are you sure you've got the right person?" His denial frustrated me, but I pushed on, pulling out my phone to show him the messages. "I found these on my wife's phone. Can't stop thinking about our night. Let's meet again soon. Ring any bells?" He took the phone, his eyes scanning the screen briefly before handing it back with a shake of his head. "Look, I'm really sorry, but I think there's been some mistake. I send a lot of texts for work and maybe this was just taken out of context." "I don't think discussing personal nights fits a work context," I shot back, the anger hard to keep in check. Just then, a woman approached us, her presence commanding. "Is there a problem here, Alex?" Alex turned to her, a hint of relief in his eyes. "No problem, Miranda. Just clearing up a misunderstanding." Miranda eyed me with a discerning look. "I'm the HR manager here. If there's an issue involving any of our employees, it's my job to know about it." Faced with her authoritative tone, I explained the situation, showing her the messages. Miranda listened, her expression unreadable. "I assure you, if this is involving one of our employees inappropriately, we will handle it. But Alex has been with his partner for over 5 years and as far as I know, he's not involved with anyone else." Her words gave me pause. Could I have been wrong? Was there another, Seeing my confusion, Miranda added, "Why don't you leave your contact info? If anything comes up that we should know about, I'll reach out." Nodding, I left my number, my mind a whirlwind of doubts. Had Jenna lied about Alex, or was Alex lying now? On the drive back, my thoughts were interrupted by a call from an unknown number. "Hello? Is this Jenna's husband?" a male voice asked, hesitant yet firm. "Yes, who is this?" There was a pause. "This is Andrew. I think we need to talk about Jenna." My heart skipped. Another, "Where are you?" I asked, my grip tightening on the steering wheel. "Meet me at the Riverside Park. There's a bench near the east entrance. I'll wait for you there." The line went dead. Gripped by a mix of anticipation and dread, I changed my route and headed to the park. As I parked, I saw a figure waiting on a secluded bench, his posture tense. Approaching cautiously, I recognized the man from a company party photo Jenna had shown me months ago. This was Andrew, her project partner. "You have something to tell me about Jenna?" I asked, my voice steady despite the inner turmoil. Andrew nodded, looking around before speaking. "Jenna and we had a thing. I ended it, but she didn't take it well. I'm sorry you got dragged into this." His confession hit like a punch. Jenna's affair was real, and now, I had to decide what to do next. With each revelation, the path forward seemed increasingly fraught with shadows and lies. Chapter 4: Unraveling the Truth. The cool breeze of the Riverside Park did little to calm my nerves as I faced Andrew, the man who claimed to have had an affair with my wife. The trees whispered overhead, a stark contrast to the silence that hung between us after his confession. "So, you're telling me it's over between you two?" I demanded, my voice a mix of anger and disbelief. "Yes, it's over. I realized it was wrong, and I ended it. But Jenna, she thought we could keep it hidden," Andrew admitted, his gaze fixed on the ground. I took a deep breath, trying to process the information. "And the flowers? The note signed Pa?" He sighed, shaking his head. "That wasn't from me. Jenna knew I'd never be that careless. She was paranoid about keeping things secret." "So, you have no idea who sent them?" My frustration grew with each unanswered question. Before Andrew could respond, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Jenna: "Come home. We need to talk." The urgency in her message spurred me to leave, but as I drove, a plan formed. Jenna was hiding more than just an affair, and I was determined to uncover the entire truth. Arriving home, I found Jenna waiting in the living room, her eyes red from crying. She looked up as I entered, a mix of fear and relief in her expression. "Where have you been?" she asked, her voice trembling. "I've been learning about, I said, watching her closely. Jenna paled, sinking back into the sofa. "I can explain." "Start explaining then." "And start with the truth this time," I interrupted, my patience wearing thin. Jenna took a deep breath. "The flowers and the note weren't from Andrew. They were from Alex." "Alex?" "But he denied everything." I exclaimed, confused. "Yes, he would. Because Alex isn't just some guy I had an affair with. Alex he's my brother." I froze, the words taking a moment to register. "Your brother? But your only brother is adopted." "We never told anyone because," Jenna's voice broke. "Because we didn't want it to change how people saw us." "The night mentioned in the note?" "It was the night of our parents' anniversary. He sent the flowers to thank me for organizing everything." The revelation hit me like a wave, washing over the anger and leaving bewilderment in its wake. "But why not just tell me? I thought you wouldn't understand. You always said family should be straightforward, not hiding things." "I was scared," she confessed, her eyes pleading for understanding. The pieces fell into place, painting a picture far different from the one I had imagined. My heart, once heavy with betrayal, now ached with guilt. I jumped to conclusions without asking you first. I should have trusted you, I said, the weight of my accusations against her and Alex suddenly unbearable. Jenna reached for my hand, her touch gentle. Can we start over? Can we try to be more open with each other? I nodded, the anger and schemes of revenge dissipating. Yes, we can start fresh. Together. As we embraced, the doorbell rang. Reluctantly pulling away, I opened the door to find a delivery man with another bouquet of flowers and a note. This time, I signed my full name so there won't be any mix-ups. Sorry for the confusion, big sis. Love, Alexander, the note read. Jenna and I exchanged a look, this time one of amusement mixed with relief. As we invited the confusion of flowers into our home once more, it was with laughter, the shadows of doubt finally cleared by the light of truth.